Hi, folks. Welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, it seems like that a good portion of the United States, I mean, not a majority by any means, but that little strip that you've all seen probably all over the internet, that's going to be getting a winter storm here, probably starting in a little more than 24 hours. And I want to talk about that, but not just the storm, because you've all been paying attention to it. It's the reaction to it from a prepping's perspective, but also I'm starting to get the feeling that, and I thought of this in the beginning. I thought, no, there's that I'm probably getting too. I needed my tinfoil hat is too tight, right? Because I was thinking in the beginning the way it was being sold is that this feels like a psyop. I disregarded it, but now I'm starting to go back to that. Anyways, so yes, there's a winter storm, and I was talking today. I was over at the fire department, and chief and a couple other officers, myself, we were all just having a little powwow talking. We were talking about this, the weather. Myself and the chief, we're kind of weather nerds. We keep the department and everything up to date on weather. But we were talking about how the information, it's all over the board. Everything from, a week or two ago, it was negative 40-degree temperatures in the south, to it could be 1/10 of an inch, it could be 1/4 of an inch, it could be 1.5 inches of ice, it could be inch or two of snow, it could be 6, 8, 10, 12 inches of snow. I mean, it's all over the board. And I understand that part of that's just weather. It's a prediction. It's like, taking a handful of dice and yes, there's some science behind it, but still in the end, it's kind of how it works. But I think that there's more to it. And we should be getting ready, but this is normal. Like for here where I live, and I understand that the predictions are different in various areas. The further north you go from where I live, they're calling for worse stuff. I get that. But what they're predicting here with the amounts of precipitation, the type of precipitation, and then the temperatures over the next 6 to 7 days are harsh, but by no means extreme. We cycle here every 2 to 3 years typically. I'm not saying you can write it down in your book and guarantee it, but every 2 to 3 years we cycle through a pretty decent, harsh little winter spell that may last 2 to 3 weeks. We may get several inches of snow. We may get a little ice storm. We may get temperatures at night near zero or even below zero. I've seen temperatures -15, -18 here. So it's not that uncommon, and what they're predicting is kind of mild compared to the winter storms we typically get around here. But people are reacting crazy to it. And I think that there's something more to it. There's two things that I think. This is my opinion. There's two things that could be going on. Maybe both of them at the same time. But I think that there's an active psyop going on to worry people, to terrify people, maybe to test, to see how people react to really, really terrifying news, or to see if people are, gullible enough to believe this information, or it's possible that it just shows how dumbed down people are. Are we really so just plugged into the internet that we've lost the ability to figure out that these temperatures and precipitation that's predicted aren't that much different than what we've had in the last few years? I don't know. Yes, you should prepare for it. You should always have preparations for winter storms because they can be brutal sometimes. They can knock the power out, the water out, heating for some of you, depending on your heat source, make it difficult to travel. You may not be able to leave your house for a few days. All that kind of stuff. That's common. People get hurt. We're expecting, part of today, and we've been talking the last few days of our department's plans for this. We're probably going to have vehicle accident increases, slip and falls increase, that kind of stuff. But I think that there's something more, folks. It kind of makes no sense when you look at the push for this. People seem to be quite panicked. The stuff that I'm seeing online indicates that. There are pictures floating around online of grocery store shelves completely bare. Some of those pictures are because of egg shortages going on because of H5N1 and all the culling of birds. But there are some that are specifically related to this. I stopped by this morning at a little mom and pop kind of gas station around here. You know, one of those kind of places out here in the country where everyone stops by to talk and get all the latest gossip. And the sweet lady that works in there, she said, yeah, I needed to go into town when I get off of work, pick up a few groceries, but I don't think I want to. She said, I've heard that it's crazy in town. And when I'm speaking of a town, I'm talking about a town of like 2,500, 3,500 people. Nothing big enough to have, you know, a Walmart, maybe a grocery store, and that's it. She said, we've been hearing that people are just like going crazy, buying it out because of this storm coming in. And she said, everyone's talking about how bad it's going to be and how it's just going to shut everything down. And she said, but I look and see what they're actually predicting. And she said, that's just normal. That's just how it normally is around here in the wintertime. Almost every year, and if not every 2 to 3 years, we get a winter storm, at least as bad as this, but many times a lot worse. And it dawned on me, there's got to be something else going on here. I don't think it's just because when I was originally kind of struggling with this in my head as whether or not it's a psyop or not, I thought, you know, I think maybe it's just a few people online that took some screenshots of predictions that were really extreme and thought that they could run up the clicks and get some, you know, ad revenue in for the clicks. And maybe that is all it was. Maybe that's just how it started. But it's also interesting that this is maybe not the front page, top of the list on news, but it is still dominating. There's just a lot of information, and not all of it's correct, being pushed out there because of this winter storm that's going to destroy. Oh, it's a polar vortex. When I was a kid or younger, I don't remember every type of storm having some cool, terrifying name. You know, oh, it's this storm. It was just a storm. It was winter, right? You still went to school. You still went to work. You still went about your daily lives. It was just winter. Now they have to terrify everyone. Oh, it's global warming. Oh, it's global cooling. Oh, it's this, it's that, it's pollution, it's this. You know, it's all the cows farting. But I think that right now, with what's going on, with the terrorist attacks, with the new inauguration coming up, and the stuff that's going on there, the possibility of war with Iran, it looks like, according to the Biden administration, all of these things, you know, the illnesses are off the charts. Mask mandates are being implemented all over the country. Not everywhere. I think less than 10 states. Declarations of emergencies are being considered because everyone's getting sick. And now we got this H5N1 that's added to it. It's bad. It's bad. It's terrifying. We're all going to die in the snowpocalypse. It's normal, okay? At least considering things. And it's not something to be terrified about. But I think that either there is an active psyop trying to terrify people and distract people, trying to get people to do the things that they want them to do, or it's just that the internet and education and the pokey pokes and all that kind of stuff have done an effective job of dumbing down the American population. Because most people should have enough common sense to know that if there is snow being predicted, or ice, or very cold weather, that you should probably prepare for it. When I was growing up, my parents didn't have YouTube or the media or whatever to tell them that, oh my goodness, it's about ready to there's a storm coming. It's winter time and there's snow and ice. You should probably panic and go do something. They just knew how to do things. They knew that, well, if it's going to storm, we should probably prepare for that. If there's a possible tornado, we should probably prepare for that. If there's possible snow and ice, we should probably prepare for that. And people today, they're like walking around completely blind and not knowing what's going on. And they need to be told what to do. They need to be directed. You should be afraid. You should run out and buy all the milk and bread. You should be terrified. You should listen to this. You should do that. You should wear this over your face. Because you don't know any better, and we're the experts. And I think that there's something more. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not seeing anything that extreme. I mean, maybe I could be caught off guard. Actually, no. If it's worse, then we'll deal with it. But I'm not seeing anything extreme out of this weather pattern. It looks like a typical first couple of weeks of January winter weather. It's what it looks like. And yeah, you should have enough intelligence to know that you should probably get ready for that. But you should also have enough intelligence to see that there may be something else going on, because it just seems strange that there is this panic. And with all the stuff happening, this is also being pushed on top of it. Next couple of weeks, it's probably going to be nuts. Maybe because of real events that happen. Maybe because it's hype and people are buying into it. Either way, the reaction, the repercussions, the things that affect us will probably be about the same. So we should get ready for that. You should be prepared, because Lord knows what's going to happen. Maybe nothing, but we're what? 2 days, 3 days into this year? And a lot of stuff's already happened. So get ready. Get your houses in order and prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.